Pam and Tommy, episode 4, titled The Masturbator, and this episode is a fantastic episode. And all it's about is, it's a lot to cover in 41 minutes, but what it's about is Pam and Tommy finding out that the safe's been stolen, and which has a sex tape in it, and the sex tape is being shared and it's being sold online, and their reactions towards it, and then finding out certain X, Y, and Z's. And because of it, you get two more remarkable performances from Sebastian, who of course plays Tommy Lee, and Lily James, who plays Pamela Anderson. And Lily James in this show, like, we're halfway through the show, and I'm like, George stopped. I'm like dropping to the floor to be like, I can't believe that's Cinderella. She's uncanny. It feels like they went to it. Feels like Hollywood has a time machine. It does. It feels like they have a TARDIS. They feel like they have a DeLorean. They feel like they have a quantum realm, whatever the thing, and they got Pamela Anderson from the 90s to play herself in this miniseries. It feels like that. Because it's not just the makeup, it's not just the fake boobs, it's about the mannerism and the voice, and to the point where, like, I'm not seeing someone playing Pamela Anderson, I'm seeing Pamela Anderson. It's just mind-blowing great. It's really well done. And her performance in this episode is definitely where she's kind of shaken now for the entire episode. Because the concept, even like, okay, the tape, the safe has been stolen, and the tape is inside. The concept of even the tape not being in the house and someone else has it shakes her. She's like worried, and it's like, Tommy, please, you need to, be on this and contact the police like every 5 minutes. And she's very shaken by it. And I'm saying with so, and out for the episode, she talks about the double standard. When they find out that the sex tape is getting sold online, and X amount of people are seeing them do bone, she talks about the double standard and understand what it means. Because when people see Tommy having sex with Pamela, he's just going to get treated like a player. He's just going to be like, you go, dude. Well done. You smashed that one out of the park. You may say you surfed up on a, Baywatch or whatever Baywatch pun you want to use. While with Pamela, she's just going to get slut-shamed. She's just going to get, her career's probably going to go up the shit. Probably did. Just because, some do want to do revenge. Because if you think about it, the goal of the revenge is at Tommy. And he's just dragging Pamela into it. Every mention of the tape, it's Pamela, Pamela, Pamela. The site is like what Pamela sex tape or sexvideo.com or whatever the hell the site is called or was. The front page is Pamela's sex tape. Tommy is never mentioned. The only time Tommy is mentioned is by like lawyers and money and all that. How Lily James plays the anxiousness and explaining the double standard thing that's happening is so well put together. And the argument, like, even when Tommy says something so stupid and assholey, saying it's not like they haven't seen anything they haven't seen before, hinting probably Playboy and a couple other probably movies when she's like topless or something, and she's like, fuck you, that's not the point, you proved my point of the double standard, go fuck yourself, leave this room right now, please. And it just shows the anger, and it's just, bloody hell, just get Lily James that Emmy, just throw that Emmy at her, just like, boom, Emmy, there's yours, we don't need to do that category. It's bloody hell, really well done performance. And then, later in the episode, you're heartbroken, like the stuff with Wan, and him just basically a man on the one. You can kind of sense the clock and all that, and it's that weird thing of like knowing now the tape is sent. you kind of just want him to get caught, and now you just want to be with Pam and Tommy. You want to be with them and kind of see their experience of how to handle a situation like this and how they experience with it and all that. But you get upset at the end of the episode because by the end of last week of episode 3, they're gonna have a kid. Yay! Apparently, there was a miscarriage. And you can't help but be like, shit. Fuck, there's a miscarriage. You feel this emotional thing of like the worst thing that like a parent could ever experience of you lost your child even before they even entered into this world. And the pain to suffer. And your public figures, and this is 96 now, and there's kind of the Wild West of the paparazzi thing, and they just want to take photos of you. Cameras in your face while you just got given this horrible news. And I'm saying so, they're, Tommy and Pam are getting, I would say violent, but hostile. The part where she, Tommy is like trying to grab the camera and chuck it, but by doing it, he's grabbing the paparazzi. But the moment that they tried to pull over, have a moment, and then there's, having to like get the tears all out and the sadness coming out, and then out of the blue, some dude with a camera starts taking flash, and they're, hey, dude, guys, hey, how you going? Hey, just because they want a reaction, and they know that at least Tommy's gonna freak out and be like, fuck you, and I'll get your fucking photo, remember by what, I think that's literally a line that he says in this episode, and then Pamela just gets a car wrench and just starts bashing the paparazzi car window. You understand the anger and the rage, and it's a little bit like this is a worst case scenario. On top is like sex tape and now miscarriage. Your life is going to the dumpster fire. And career wise, like probably here's the thing. I did watch Barbed Wire, right? I did rewatch it. Just how I think what I'm going to do, I'm probably going to try to do a little bit of research so I can probably reference some bits and pieces that might come play, or just like, let's go back in time. Here's the thing, I rewatched Barbed Wire. It's not a good movie. It's not. Because it is horribly directed. The thing about the movie is Pamela Anderson does a good job, but when you're pretty much probably getting directed is you're set to be dark, sexy, and broody, it's not going to be good. And probably the hope was break that out of the mold, and now having the sex tape, that could not happen because it's that's the first thing they'll probably think of. If you think about it, the sex tape probably ruined her career. Yeah, think about it. Probably. Or she could be one of those, like, just a TV actor who's trying to do some movies and just, hey, you just do reality TV now. You never know. But it's a really well done episode. It's heartbreak. It's full of emotions. And here's the thing. I do think Pamela I think Pamela is probably the best character of the show, just because there's always this other drama. And I have to also say this. Really, guys? You're going to watch the sex tape on set of one of the stars of the show that you're on. God, if I was there, I would find them on the goddamn spot. I would say that. If I heard about that. But, we're in 96. When that was a thing, and people were like, oh, it's jokes and laughter. But anyway, Good episode.